Hi, today we're going to be answering a question that was submitted to us by Vannessa. If you could meet any person in the world, who would it be and why? Oh my gosh, I love this question. I have so many heroes, so many gurus out there that I have been introduced to or made aware of that blow me away with the impact, the difference that they've made in the world with just small, seemingly small actions that built up and escalated and, rolled into these big, positive waves of movement that people really jumped on and that they worked hard behind the scenes to make happen. And, so many. I'm going to say there's two people. So, two people in particular, I would love to have met. I would have loved to have been in their circles. Um, the first one would be Albert Schweitzer. Now, if you don't know of his name, I encourage you to check it out. Look it up on your Google or whatever, and see what he's done with his life, the impact he's had, and those around him. He was a renowned physician who had such an impact in that regard. He was a philosopher and a dedicated humanitarian. He shared his reverence for all life with a passion, and he worked hard for peace. He worked really hard to create peace everywhere he went. He struggled against apathy. Sometimes we get so overwhelmed with negativity, or we see the huge big picture of the world and we think that there's nothing that we do that can possibly have an impact. Little less, why bother? It's too big. And we get into this state of apathy and negativity. And so he struggled against that, and he helped stimulate compassion and advocacy for wildlife, which was so powerful, and it spread all over the globe. But of course, he started as a young man, making small steps, stepping into various programs and projects and events and activities, and it evolved into a lifetime of this powerful impact. And he's remembered today as one of the great heroes, for sure. The second one I want to mention, this woman, oh, man, I would love to have been like born her. She's such an amazing person. And I look up to her and I wish I could be like her. She's just so wonderful. Wangari Maathai. Uh, it depends on how you feel like pronouncing her last name. I'm pretty sure that's how it's actually pronounced. But some people call her Wangari Maathai, something like that. Anyway, it's Wangari Maathai is how I think it's pronounced in her native language. Now, despite her country in Africa, her country's bias against women, it's just, ingrained in their culture, and it's evolving and they're changing, but at the time, especially when she was a young person, she really fought against this. And it's still a struggle today, of course, there. Um, you know, when she was first working for peace and human rights and fighting for keeping natural beauty and wildlife areas, she was thrown in jail. She was beaten brutally. She was starved. She was held in cells, all kinds of stuff like that. Eventually, though, her following grew, and she became this. Later on in life, she became this woman of power who ended up holding office in parliament, if you can believe it. Um, but really, she started with really small steps. Her greatest passion and her dream that others are continue to work towards today is through this organization that she started that's called the Green Belt Movement, and across Africa, which basically gathers the community together, regular everyday people, to get out there and cultivate and plant trees. Now, as of like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, last time I looked, they had planted more than 30 million trees from this grassroots program. 30 million trees from this grassroots program that was started by this woman. Is that amazing or what? So the one thing, though, that's even better about this is that these trees were specifically chosen for their abilities to rehabilitate devastated lands, specifically chosen for that particular environment, that spot, that location. They were also chosen as to, how are they going to aid farmers? How are they going to aid the community as this tree matures? Also, they were chosen for their ability to cool community homes, city buildings, all streets, hangouts, community hangouts, and parks and things like that. So they were chosen for that as well. But that wasn't the only decision making about which trees, where they got, where they planted what. They also put in part of that, list of their policies in choosing these trees. These trees had to be either providing food or fuel for the community. So it had to be in some way benefiting the community, as well as all the other benefits that trees bring. So today, as of today, well, 4 or 5 years ago, last time I looked, this organization had established more than 6,000 grassroots tree nurseries. These are people that are paid to start little tiny tree seedlings in their backyard, and then they give those out to the community that then plants them around. It's this constant flow thing, and it's supported by this organization. So it's a way of creating, benefiting the economy and building networks within the community as well. So I want to share with you that a quote from her before I close out today, because I can't speak about her without saying this quote. I just can't. And she said, many wars are fought over resources, which are becoming increasingly scarce across the planet, across the globe. If we as a people did a better job of managing those resources sustainably, conflicts over them are going to be greatly reduced. So protecting the global environment is directly related to securing peace. Pretty cool, right? So yeah, those are two people that I look up to. Man, if I could spend time with them, be a part of their circles, oh, that would be ecstasy for me. Thank you for asking that question, Vannessa. I really enjoyed responding to it.